What's up, everybody? Dan Olsen here. You know, when people look to start a business, they're looking at all these frills and all these things they need to do to get things started, and they're looking at people to hire, and they're looking at space they might be able to rent. They're even looking at spreadsheets and all this analysis to see how it's going to work. But in my experience, we've nailed it down to 4 essential elements that absolutely have to be in place to succeed in your own business. Did you know that 4 out of 5 businesses started from scratch end up failing? In fact, with the world of franchising, it's just opposite. You have 4 out of 5 businesses that succeed or even higher. And it's because they have ingrained those 4 essential elements of business success into their programs. We're going to review what those 4 essential items are so that you can make sure you have those set into your business so that you have a higher chance of success. The first critical element to business success is what we call real education. Now, there's 4 major types of education. There's scholastic education, and that's where you go to the university and you get some great education, and that's awesome. I congratulate anybody that can go and do that. You know, when I went to the university and I was applying to get into business school, I had all these prerequisites I had to go through. And by the time I got through with my 4 prerequisites so I could be accepted into business school, the professor stood up in the class the last 2 weeks of the semester, and he said, now that you've gone through all these prerequisites, guess what? You'll never use them in your business career. And he was right. Okay, so you want what we call real education. I mean, education's great. I'm not knocking that at all. But we look at the education, the second piece of it is for a specific profession. It might be a doctor or a plumber or whatever it is. Those are great. You have to have specific education, though, to perform those services. But the third thing on the list is really what we like to emphasize, and that is real education. Real education is where you're diving in to a business, you're understanding how that business works, you're seeing the financials, you're seeing the background, and I could tell you stories about some of my mentors and people, how they reached very high levels just because they were able to dive in and see the inner workings and get the inside scoop on the business itself. That's the type of education we're talking about. And of course, the 4th type of education is that inspiration, that motivation, something that keeps you driving forward and getting up in the morning and being excited about what you're doing. That's the type of education that we're emphasizing is real education, modeling after people who have already succeeded and keeping the inspiration alive so that you don't quit and you can be disciplined and make sure you follow through with your goals. Number 2 is to implement business systems. Now, we talk about systems all the time. You either got to create one or follow one that's already been created. But really what a system is, when you look at the acronym, it's save yourself time, energy, and money. And it does that. The system allows you to follow something that's proven, whether it's marketing, whether it's sales, with the scripting, with something that's already works so that you can expect a particular outcome. So a business system is something that you absolutely have to succeed. Now, you may luck upon it. You may find something, just happened to fall into place. Record that, mark that down so you have it step by step. A lot of people also in the marketing world are doing testing. They don't know what their system is yet, so they have to A/B tests, and you're testing this ad against this ad, and maybe this ad, and maybe you're testing a dozen times before you come up with that proper system. And then once you come up with the right one, you stick with that and you just do it over and over and over because you know what your outcome is going to be. I can't emphasize this enough. The power of creating and building and following a system is essential to any business. And all wealth is a result of a system. And of course, we see that in the business world. When you start a business, you have a 20% chance to succeed. And that's when you're doing it from scratch. When you follow a proven system like it's already built in a franchise, you have an 80 to 90% chance to succeed. So we reverse that. And that's the power that we have in following a system that's already been created. Okay, number 3 is building a network. When you look at the most powerful assets that you have in a business, I would say the number 1 asset that you can ever have is your people. That's building the network. So even if you build a network and you fail at a business, you have people that still believe in you and still want to be part of what you do. Now you can go to the next thing, and even the next thing, you have a majority of those people who will follow you. The network is critical. And the way that I build my networks is 3 different ways. First of all, I talk about to those I know and I'll approach about my business. People that care about me and want to see what I'm doing, I approach those, tell them directly what I'm doing, and of course add them to my list of potential customers or clients or whatever type of business I'm building. Number 2 is the people that I don't know yet. And these are people who I want to do business with, and I may see them on LinkedIn, I may connect with them, I may connect with them in any manner of different ways, but they want to do business with them. So I still put them on my list of wanting to do business. But number 3 is how I've exploded any business, and this will build and explode any business that you look at in marketing and sales, and that is the indirect way in building strategic affiliates. Strategic affiliates are people that you contact with the idea that, hey, here's my business, but if you help me and refer somebody to me, I'll reward you in this way. And it can be a reward of money in some cases. In some cases it can't be money because of the laws, so it has to be done in other ways. But strategic affiliates is the way that I've built pretty much all my businesses, and then I have people just bringing me people all the time that want to be involved with the businesses that I've built. A very successful way of building business, and we'll get into that in a little more deeper in another session. Okay, to illustrate the story of the power of strategic affiliates, it can be done in just about any business. Take, for example, if you're a mortgage broker, you'll work with real estate agents and they'll refer people to you. In my business, in franchising, I work with people who are brokers, and they find people who want to buy a franchise and they refer them to me. In fact, I have one particular gentleman I've worked with for many, many years. And typically, most years, I'm writing him checks totaling over $200,000 in referral fees from people who have come to me from him that want to acquire a franchise. So it's a very lucrative thing to do, is to set up that network of people who are going to refer people to you. I call them strategic affiliates. Okay, number 4 is to get a mentor. Mentors are essential to progress from step by step, because you're going to make mistakes. Mentors help you deal with those mistakes, but also can help you not make as many mistakes and get to the point where you can succeed even bigger. So if you look at the professional athletes, the Olympians, and all the others at the top of their game, do you think they would go without a mentor or without a coach? Even though they're professional and they do it they're the best in the world, they still have a mentor or a coach. Why wouldn't we want to do that too? And in business, it becomes even more essential to have that mentor. Now, in the case of like Dwayne Wade and Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, what did they all have in common? They had one mentor that helped them get to that next level, and that was Tim Grover. And what a great job he did with them. And I'm pretty sure that they're grateful for the mentorship that they received from him. So in the world of business, mentorship is critical. Pick a mentor, find a mentor, follow that mentor, and they'll help you get to the rest of the way. We've covered those 4 absolutely essential elements of achieving success in the business of your own. Of course, there's real education. You've got to know what you're doing. You've got to take that time to actually study it out in your mind. Number 2 is that system. Implementing successful systems has already been created, or, of course, creating your own is a way to do it too. And number 3, building a network. The asset of having people surrounding you to help lift you and be part of this is essential. And of course, number 4 is that mentorship. That not only do you need mentorship in the business that you set up, but it's essential to have the mentorship through the process of finding and setting up the right business. Don't make those mistakes. You don't have to make those mistakes. Mistakes are fine, but let's get through it together. So click below and we will give you that free mentorship in a free consultation and take you through the process that'll help you achieve your goals. Click below for that free consultation. Thank you for watching today. I hope you've got some real value out of this video. Don't forget to subscribe and to ring the bell so you can receive the future notifications of more to come. And by the way, watch the next video. There's some more amazing information on its way to you right now.